And welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who found himself in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's Joey Lewandowski.
Hello, Mark. How are you? Thank you for having me back.
How many times did you go to spring break in St. Pete?
Oh boy. I went there 17 years in a row, arrested 11 of them, had to flee from the cops the other six. Should have been arrested all 17. But when you're down there, what happens in Florida stays in Florida.
St. Pete. Oh, man. St. Pete. So I grew up in Hudson, Florida.
Okay.
And my mom and dad divorced. My dad moved to St. Pete. So I'd spend every other weekend in my summers in St. Pete. And I used to love there going for summers because I played tennis. I could ride my bike to movie theaters. Like I could actually ride my bike because where I lived in the other place, I couldn't go anywhere. Like you were just stuck. Like you were just on the highway. It was the country. It's like St. Pete was a marvel for me. But then I moved there for junior college, and then I moved there after college. And I kind of discovered a lot of like the seedy, not seedy. I had some nights that really very much so remind me of the night of the feelings that some of these people had in this movie. So I'm not saying that I was a 21-year-old woman spring breaker who meets up with a guy named Alien, but I will say that like
You've met a guy named Alien, is what you're trying to say.
I mean, like St. Pete is, if you're back then and now, but back then, if you were looking for trouble in St. Pete, you found it.
Sure.
And so a lot of these moments in spring breakers, I was like, I kind of got flashbacks. It's nothing as drastic as this. I didn't go to any beach houses, engage in gunfights. There was never any drive-bys, but it's 3 a.m. in the morning. You're like, I shouldn't be here. Like I've had a lot of those nights, and it was just fun to see that aspect of spring break from Harmony Korine. I mean, he's not going to give you any different. He's more interested on the fringes. Like he's not interested in the Marriott. He's interested in the buckskin hotel that is, barely open. Like he's interested in that world. I don't even know what the buckskin hotel is, but whatever. Sounds very Florida.
I think he presents a couple different types of spring break here. I think he has the glamorous, like what people imagine it to be, like the opening, right? Where it's just like topless girls on the beach drinking beer, doing,
I mean, every MTV spring break ever.
There's when the Alien concert is the MTV spring break, right? It's just like all these people watching white rappers.
The St. Pete. Yeah.
There's the big party where they get arrested, which is like, what you're sort of afraid of. And then I think there's like the gritty, like Rachel Corinne with like 8 dudes in a dumpy hotel room and just like, oh, this is like what it's probably really like. And that's why you don't go there as like a girl by yourself.
And listen, like I know Harmony Korine got a lot of articles, a lot of questions like, why is this so gratuitous? Why do you have so many gratuitous shots of women? Somebody asked him like, why don't you have any penises in your movie? He's like, when you make a movie, you can show penises. And that was his response to the person asking him a question about spring breakers. And the one thing I do appreciate though is like this movie, like I would rather show somebody this than say Road Trip or one of those movies that glamorizes the party scene and makes it seem cool, makes the very like I'm like the toxic behavior, the very bro culture, the very extreme chugging, binge drinking culture, and they make it seem cool, right? They make it seem like it's the neat thing, or Van Wilder, like they make it seem like it's the cool thing to do. This movie, it takes you there, and at first I love how they're in that class, right? And they're in this dark class in the country somewhere. We never know where it is. And then they're cutting back to shots of spring break. And it's expansive. It's big. You think it's fun, but like it's just wildly, it's the MTV version of it and what they're seeing in their heads. And then they drive down there. And then I like how like it's all drenched in sun, but then you, like you said, you get into this seedy hotel room. You get into like, you meet Alien. He takes you to places like you go further and further down the rabbit hole, and you get further away from kind of the ideal of it. And that's what spring break is to me. It's like empty, it's debauchery, it's just insanity. And I think he captures that really well here, Harmony Korine, and all the actors, man. All the actors are game for this movie. But I just appreciate that. Like I've been to Panama City Beach, I've been to Daytona. I'm from Florida. That's what you do. And so every time you go though, every time you're driving back, like I wasn't in a Lamborghini driving back home, but I just wanted to leave every time. And I was like, that's what this movie is. Like you go down there and you get in it, and then you're like, that was bad. I need to go home. This is gross. So that's Spring Breakers in a nutshell for me.
I think what really works about this movie, like years and years ago, I read a list of, I think I don't know if there were more than three movies in the list, but I only remember three movies in the list. But this is one of three movies where the target audience is also being satirized, where like it's selling it as a movie, like you're gonna love this movie because it's about spring break. And the entire movie is like, you are an idiot if you think this is cool. And it's this movie, it's Fight Club, and it's Josie and the Pussycats, where it's like they're selling Josie and the Pussycats to like young girls, and Josie and the Pussycats is actually like, this is kind of a toxic situation. And Fight Club's like, hey, bros, you want to watch Bros? And it's like, well, actually, there's some deeper lessons here. And I think that's fascinating because there's this movie in particular has sort of caused a divide among certain friends of mine where they don't think it's good. They don't see the value. They don't see the merit. And I'm like, no, there's so much here. And it's hard to get people to see, I think, why this movie works. And I just think it's so good. And I think it's so dark and realistic in a hyper, like an elevated way that feels unrealistic, but also probably is real. And I don't know, man, I just love this movie so much. Like, I never have an answer to the question, like, what's your favorite movie? There's probably like 10 or 15 movies that could be my favorite movie, but this is one of them. Like, this is one where I'm just like, I can watch this anytime. Like, this is one of my favorite movies. As dark and weird and gross and grimy as it is, like, there's something about this that I just love so much. And, you know, I'm very excited to be here to talk about it.
And listen, I mean, this is Harmony Korine. This is a kid who helped write Kids with Larry Clark. Like, this is, you know, he didn't have anything to do with it, but that movie Bully is one of the most unhealthy Florida movies I've ever seen in my life by Larry Clark. It's almost like whenever I see Nick Stahl now, I want to barf. This guy, you know, he did Trash Humpers. He's a Gummo, dude. Like, Gummo.
That shot of the kid eating spaghetti in the dirty bathtub like still haunts me. I've seen Gummo one time and I can't get that. Like, I saw it like close to 20 years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago, and I still can't get that out of my head.
And you know what's great about, I guess I'll build there. I'm jumping all over the place, but Gummo, when you saw that poster for Gummo, you're like, I know what this movie is. And you watch it, and there's the bacon on the wall that Werner Herzog loved. There's the cats, which I read about because I'm like, oh, we didn't kill cats. So I read about, oh no, I didn't kill cats. But it's so authentic. Like, no wonder Werner Herzog loves it. Like, this is a guy, Korine loves the fringes. And so when you think about Trash Humpers, like, he wanted to make that movie. It's like you pick up a VHS tape and you just put it in. It's like The Ring. Like, you're dead. You watch this movie and you just feel like you need a shower. But it's crazy with Korine because he'll get into every single film festival. He'll get into South by. He'll get into like TIFF. He'll get into Venice. Like, his movies play around the world, and big names like Gaspar Noé is a friend of his. This is a guy, he's like a provocateur. And what I love is when you look at Gummo, you know what it is. But when you look at Spring Breakers, you have the bright bikinis, you have the promo images, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be like, oh man, Vanessa Hudgens gone bad. She kind of does. She's awesome in this movie, by the way.
She is.
And her and Ashley Benson, like, I have so much respect for the two of them because they're in it. But yeah, you go watch this movie, and I think I love exactly what you said. This is, if you go in there expecting like a road trip, you're not going to get that. You're going to have a curveball. Oh, so if you know Harmony Korine, you're not going to have a curveball thrown at you.
Right.
But if you don't, and you thought you were going to go watch a movie that was, Disney PG-13, you're in trouble.
You are. Yeah.
I
remember. So I saw this movie twice in theaters. I saw it by myself. And then I've told this. I don't know if I told the story on the podcast before, but my sister and I were at my cousin's wedding. And like, we get along with our cousin, but we're not like super close. And she gets up to the microphone and she's like, I was very nervous to meet his family. And I went over there the first time, and like this song came on the stereo, and I knew that I was home. And I turned to my sister and I said, if this is Red Solo Cup, we're leaving. And Red Solo Cup came on. I was just like, we got to get out of here. So we left the wedding. We were there for a while. We left the wedding and we went to the mall and we just putted around, and then we saw Spring Breakers again. So I saw this movie twice in theaters, including once during my cousin's wedding. And both times I remember people around me like not knowing how to react, like being intrigued, but also like uneasy. And I remember, I will never forget toward the end of the movie where you see Gucci Mane like with his like pounds and pounds and pounds of weed, like his mountain of weed. And the girl behind us just goes, that's so much weed. And I was like, yeah, like I feel like she just like, her brain was just like, I don't know what to do with this movie anymore. I just need to say the most obvious thing in the world. And it's like, yeah, man, like that's what this movie is. It's a lot of weed.
It doesn't hand you things either. I mean, I think what it does is very much like Gaspar, like it puts you in a sort of sensory type place. Like Irreversible makes you so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Climax makes you so uncomfortable.
Ooh,
This movie, it's I think in a day and age where people really rely on expectations to get them through movies, this does make people short circuit to a certain extent. And I guess for me, when I watched it, I kind of thought like, has he gone corporate? Like what's going on with this guy? Like, why is Harmony making this movie? And listen, for him, it is corporate. Uh, I mean, it's trash humpers. It's not. So but
right.
it's still like a very subversive piece of work.
Well, I think that's why
And
it
yeah,
works even better because I think like Gummo and Trash Humpers and stuff like that, like and kids, it's like this, you know what you're getting. Like there's no, he's not pulling a fast one, but here it looks like it costs a lot of money. It has people that you know in it. You know, it's got like a big soundtrack, and then you start watching it and you're just like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? Like, I think that there's something, not that this movie was like an enormous like financial success, but like people were lured in by any number of reasons, and then they were just like kind of duped, which is amazing. It's so cool.
but it's not even that much. It dupes people in. I think it definitely pulls a fastball on them. But it also has Benoit Debie as the cinematographer. I mean, this is a guy who shot Climax, dude. Like this is a guy who shot Sister Brothers. He shot The Dancer. This is a guy who did Irreversible, like just a wildly, um, like a prestigious cinematographer. He did Love. He did Enter the Void, bro. Like, sorry, bro, but like, bro, he did Enter the Void. Like, so he
Yeah.
brings in this wildly uh, guy, like a wonderful cinematographer. His production designer, Elliot Hostetter, went on to do like Neon Demon. Like this is a guy who just did Bones and All. So he brought Harmony brought in a very good crew to work for him in this movie. So this wasn't Harmony sleeping in the middle of nowhere, like not trying. Like they shot in police stations. They got the actual spring breakers. They went to abandoned hotels. They had production designers. Like had that beautiful mansion in St. Pete on the water. Like they had some huge places. So
Mm-hmm.
this movie's very, it does subvert a lot of what people are going to expect, but he brought in a really great crew to do it and a very artistic crew to do it. So I almost respect it. So it's not a troll job. It's more of a really well shot, well acted, well thought out film made by very good people that was meant to troll people who should have liked it. So
Yeah.
I hope you know what I'm talking about here. This wasn't just him and a couple idiots with a VHS tape. This was professionals. These were
Right.
these actors he brought in. Like they were all pros by this age.
Well, I
So
think this is also like it's significant in because this was the one where like the Disney stars go bad. And like I think that like they never really do this again. Like they kind of pivot back in one way or the other, but you have the High School Musical, you have the Disney Channel, you have whatever, and it's Selena Gomez too, like all three of them, right? Like it's all these people who had like been known for one thing, breaking out to do another thing. And even though they like sort of course corrected a little bit, like it was a statement movie, I think, for a lot of people. And I think it works in that way because there's such talent everywhere.
dude, Benson and Hudgens are awesome in this movie. And I really respect Hudgens because she did Sucker Punch, she did this, she did the Christmas movies where she plays 8
The
characters. Like
princess switches. Mm-hmm.
she doesn't care, dude. Like she'll say what's on her
Wait,
mind.
did I ever tell you? So Joe and I did, my co-host on Too Fast, Too Forever, Joe too. We did Zack Attack, the Zac Efron movies, and we did all of his movies, and we watched High School Musical, obviously, like what he sort of like rose to prominence for and went on to do great things. And when that was coming to a close, we already started doing Too Fast, and I was like, "Do you want to do a spin-off podcast on the same feed of Vanessa Hudgens movies?" And I made album art, and it was the Van Halen greatest hits cover, like the black sort of like a little bit whatever, but like with the gold VH, and we're gonna call it Van Hudge. And I like mapped out all the movies, and he looked at the movies just like, I don't want to watch these. And I was like, all right, that's fair enough. But like, she's done a lot of cool stuff, but there is like a lot of stuff that she's done where she's like, but I love her. I think she always goes for it. I think she's really found her niche. Like, she kind of went from being, I think around this era, kind of like a internet joke in a way. Like she used to be like the queen, like she used to go to Coachella and people would make fun of her for that. And then like she just kept doing it. She was like stuck to like she was so true to herself and like as an actor and as a person, as a celebrity or whatever, that people were just like, no, like you're doing what you want to do. And I think both in terms of acting, like going to this, doing Sucker Punch, doing the Bad Boys movies now, but then also like doing like Tick Tick Boom, like she's doing things where she's good at what she's doing. And now she's like one of the best red carpet hosts too. Like she has had this like wild career that kind of makes no sense unless like you kind of follow her and then you're like, she's doing it, man.
Yeah, and she digs this movie. Actually, Benson said this is one of the favorite movies she's ever worked on. She said she didn't get paid that much for it, but she doesn't care. She's like, I'm in real estate, I'm fine. So she's like, I got to work on this. Selena Gomez was like, I hope my young fans don't watch this movie. But Vanessa Hudgens was like, I hope people watch this movie and feel empowered by our characters. I hope people see Faith and no Candy and Britt and the way that they deal with Alien and just punk him down after all, like, this is my shit
Yeah.
speech. Like they just take him down a level. It's like, y'all my soulmates. But yeah, they the whole movie, they're there and they're never scared and they're in it. And eventually they just go in a massive gunfight and then drive away in a Lamborghini. It's an odd movie. Like I feel like women like that get so, during spring break and even like with MTV, everything we grew up with, like Girls Gone Wild, all that, these types of girls would just be, everything we taught in movies would just be kind of like fodder. But here they go down and they're hard the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just roll deep and then they just kill a bunch of people and drive away in a stolen vehicle. It's I mean, I don't want to talk about all the dynamics and power dynamics and all of like racial issues in this movie, but it's such a subversion. It's nice to not see that. And when they were, when Franco goes down immediately and then they step up, like you're just like, what is happening? This is I don't know. I dug it.
Well, because I think you think this movie is going to play out in any number of ways, and somehow like the way that it actually plays out isn't the way it does. Like I think you either think that like this is the end of the line, like this is where the reality comes crashing down for these girls, like they think they're bulletproof, they think they're unbeatable, they're unkillable, whatever. And then they go to like actual people who like are like gangbangers and they get killed and it's like nope. Or like you're like James Franco's gonna do something. He's like nope. He gets like the power dynamic flipped on him in that scene where he's like I just sucked both y'all's dicks. Like there's like they know how to play him, and like I think every step of the way you're like these girls are in trouble, they're gonna get in trouble here, they're gonna be in physical danger, they're gonna be in emotional danger. And no, they're not. They somehow always have the upper hand remarkably. And I don't know if it's believable, but like it is believable. Like it works within the movie and the story that he's telling.
I don't think he wants you to learn a lesson on this movie, Korn. Like he doesn't want you leaving. Like this is about feeling. This is about kind of well, the main thing, just thinking spring break is gross. I guess that's the main thing because he wrote this in Panama City Beach and he said it was just debauchery and during spring break. And yeah, I think that's the main thing you get out of it. But he's not going to give you that easy route. Like he's not. None of his movies do, and even Beach Bum, which I adore. That's a movie that just meanders. It's a hangout picture, and it just goes. And I think Matthew McConaughey is great. I think Snoop Dogg's great in it. Martin Lawrence, Zac Efron. But
Zac Efron.
It's hey Zac Attack. It's yeah. I don't think he gives you what you want, but if you know Harmony Korine, he gives you what you want because you want Harmony Korine.
Yep.
Movie.
So like there's, I don't know if you know, but I gotta hold on. I already forgot the name of it because I didn't like it. But there's in theaters now, or maybe it was already gone, but there was Circus Maximus. Do you know this? So
yeah, I didn't
it's
get
the
a chance to
Travis
watch
Scott like visual album. And like I don't know Travis Scott's music. I know songs just for like from being alive in the world, but like when I'm like, okay, Gaspar Noé and Nicholas Winding Refn and Harmony Korine are all directing the same kind of thing. I'm just like, I gotta see what this is. And like half of it kind of sucks because I think Travis Scott directs like when they get to this like Coliseum, like it doesn't do it. It's not visually interesting, but there's stuff in there just like, man, like when you're like people are going to see this because they love Travis Scott, they love his music, love him as a personality, they love him as a celebrity, whatever. And I feel like you go and you're like, what is going on? Like I've never seen things that look like this before. And then like hopefully some of those people then go watch Refn films or go watch Korine films or go watch whatever. It's just like this is so visually interesting that I gotta figure out who did this. And like, if I have a chance to see one of those guys' movies in theaters, even if it costs $25 damn dollars, because I don't know why, but it does, I'll still pay because I want to see them on the big screen because it's spectacular. If you know what to expect.
I learned a lot about Scott through my students. I teach a short form production class, and a lot of it's about music videos, commercials, and so every time that I ask for music video examples, I always get one of his videos. So it's the guy loves the art and he respects those makers. I mean,
yeah,
like Harmony Korine, like he does Supreme ads. Like this is a guy who he does Supreme ads. He does stuff for him. Like he has a really respected name. Like in Belly, they're watching Gummo at DMX's house. I don't know if you know that. When they go back to his giant mansion, Gummo's on.
Okay.
And a lot of my students, like, they love Belly. And then I told them about Gummo, and they're like, "What's Gummo?" So I showed my students clips from Gummo, and one of my students just goes, "I need to go to my car and pray." Because the Gummos Mitch is awesome, but it's so funny because just uh you show them Gummo and what they're watching in that house. But I just love that Gummo is being played in Belly. Like this guy, I think, is respected because he's like a ref and like, well, they're all different though. All three of them are different. I can't even compare them. No, I can't compare
Well,
them.
that was the thing. I'm just like, as did you say that you saw Circus Maximus or no?
No, not yet. I've read all about it. Like
So
I
like
just haven't had a chance to go see it.
there's like different segments that I think are directed by different people, but like each segment is introduced with like an alien script language. I'm like, come on, guys, what are we doing? Like, I want to know, like, have it be called like The Driver, and then in the credits, it's like The Driver, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, like whatever, you know what I mean? But they have like alien script that you can't read because it's a weird language, and then in the credits they have that same thing. It's like directed by, like, I don't know what it is, but I'm watching them. I'm just like, the music's fine. I don't really care about him as a performer, but I'm interested in the visual style. And I was playing the game that you're just playing. It's like, can I determine who these people are, who did what? I'm like, this kind of feels like Drive, but it also doesn't feel like Drive. It kind of feels like just like it feels. But then there's one thing where just like, okay, this is a Gasparino thing. Like this is that's him. Like that's very clearly, and it's just that kind of thing where just like they each are singularly unique in kind of similar ways, but also different enough that I don't know. It's a weird medium to fit in, to exist in.
I mean, there's both a lot of movement in their films. Like you think about Beach Bum, you think about like Trash Humpers. Like it's handheld,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of there's mostly handheld in Spring Breakers because he said he wanted to keep the image in near constant motion. Also, we decided as like his film, the beginning of it, the first third, as a liquid film, which is assembly of micro scenes rather than a traditional narrative, which makes sense.
Okay.
But it's for me, like his movies are more about
Feel?
feel like, but like they're reffing, right? He'll bombard you with shadows and color,
Yeah.
like the elevator scene in Drive.
Hmm.
Only God Forgives. Every second of it is
Hmm.
just drenched in color. Valhalla Rising, like there's more like slow motion. There's more playing with color. There's more playing with style. And I think it's more stylish with the suits and Only God Forgives, the jacket and Drive. Like he has a very stylistic thing that he like, or maybe just likes dressing up Gosling. And then Gaspar, like Irreversible or Love or Climax. Yeah, he just likes bodies
Yeah.
moving
Hmm.
and violence
Hmm.
that is almost tragic in a certain regard. So
Hmm.
I guess there's a way to tell them, but there's not if you're the way you're talking
No,
about
because I
it.
think they
So
all like violence. I think they all like discomfort. I think they all like bodies. It's tough, man.
yeah, I need to go see this now if I have time. I have no time, but that'd be cool to go check that out. But also with Spring Breakers, like this is kind of interesting movie to talk about because for me it's much more of a, Only God Forgives. I find very interesting because Julian is he's turned, he's bad, but he's not as
Yeah.
evil as his brother or his mom. And he looks at his fists, and I think he hates his fists. Like he
Hmm.
knows the damage, so he's still self-aware. He hasn't gone to the complete dark side yet. So like you can kind of latch on to, in Drive you have the scorpion. You can latch on to themes, but Spring Breakers, it tells you kind of everything. You kind of get where it's going, and then when it's done you get it. Like there's really not many lessons learned in this. It's more of just a sensory blasting experience with a bunch of micro scenes, monologues, and
Yeah.
just descent. So it's kind of tough to talk about in regards to themes of characters or latch onto. It's more of a stylistic trolling job that's really well made.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's very well said.
It's to say it's the first time on the pod. But it's, yeah, I wish I had more to kind of dive in on this. But for me, I love the authenticity he gets on his films. Like the pool hall. He said they were gonna go bowling originally, but then he's like, oh no, I found this pool hall. And I went into the back room and there was a bunch of dogs and a bunch of people in there. So I dragged Selena back there. I dragged Franco back there and I made him kind of intimidate her, and then she started crying. Like that's how they
Yeah.
did certain scenes. And watching that scene with Franco and how he intimidates her and like the tactics he uses to kind of get to her mind and make her feel bad. It kind of then I started thinking about him in real life,
Right.
and it's really hard to kind of separate. It's a good performance by him, but you're like, it's kind of soured a little bit in this movie, but I still think it's a good performance.
It's hard. I mean, there's the whole separating the art from the artist, or like, people refuse to do that, and that's totally fine too. I don't know, man. Like, I think he elicits and displays danger in a way that very few actors kind of could. And I think maybe he's drawing from like an actual dark place, which is, not good. But I think that there's something very kind of real about what he brings that works really well. And I don't know. I think I remember hearing other actors maybe in the running for Alien, and like I just can't I kind of can't picture anybody but him. Like I
Who
think he
who
just
else?
does it. I gotta look it up. I don't remember. I think there was like one other name.
I will say though, you know, a lot of people say that he's there's a guy in there that he's not. They say he's not patterned after Riff Raff. There's another guy that they said that he is kind of a reflection of, and he spent a lot of time with him from. Oh, Russ Dangerous Curry. That's the guy who you see singing with him on stage,
Hmm.
and so he's a St. Pete guy, and he spent a lot of time with James Franco, and he's like he grew up on the south side of Petersburg, and then like he's like he can like so he grew up in the south side of St. Petersburg, and this guy he's like compares it to like Chicago, Miami, New Orleans. And he kind of talks about how like his dad left early, his mom died, he became the man in the house, he started dealing drugs, and he kind of developed his persona, and then he taught Franco how to do it. But man, I met people like that in St. Pete. There's a place called Pinellas Park that used to be like you go down there and you just could see a lot of dangerouses
Hmm.
there. So when Franco is unleashing that, it most importantly to me, when an actor decides to go that route of you know becoming just like a complete dirtbag Bostonian or becoming uh, a white rapping drug dealing gold tooth guy with a lot of shit, you normally feel like they're acting, but it does feel like Franco does inhabit this guy. Like this is a guy you feel like you would meet or wouldn't want to meet at a St. Petersburg bar at 3 a.m.
Right.
And I got to give him credit for that. Like because even when I watched it back in the day, I was like, man, this feels familiar. Like just that
He
just every
captured it.
yeah, no, he did. He really did. And you could tell he spent time in St. Pete and he understood those characters. So I like that. I like that about that.
I can't find who was supposed to be Alien. I do remember seeing that there were a lot of other actresses who auditioned for these roles. Like Emma Roberts, I think, was maybe cast and then dropped out because she wasn't comfortable. People like Vanessa Hudgens has like changed the way that she approaches sex scenes, or has not done any since this movie because like feeling uncomfortable in this. I think that like Riley Keough, who's been in like every A24 weird kind of cool move, like one of my favorite actors. I love her so much. She auditioned. Like this feels like kind of this like mecca sort of meeting ground for like all these on the rise actresses who would like go on to do great things. And I don't know that like I like the idea, like I like the whole sliding doors of like, could you imagine? But I think like we've been talking about, like they're all just so it's the collaborative effort of capturing the mood and the spirit and the vibe. And man, I kind of can't picture this movie with other these other people in it. Like I think it
No,
just works so well with all five of them.
the confidence is there and they do a great job. And I have a quick question. So it's 10 years later. Like, why hasn't this movie been why like so A24 was just celebrating it? This is one of the first
Yeah.
A24 movies to get A24 going. This
Yep.
got huge buzz. Like
And
they
Annapurna too. Yep.
yeah,
Hmm.
they pushed this for Oscars, and 10 years later, they're still promoting it. So this is a movie that features, there's a lot of troublesome things in this film. There's a lot
Yes.
of voyeuristic things. There's a lot of racial undertones that a lot of people don't agree with. Why has it not been like canceled? Why does A24 still celebrate this? Why is this a movie that like, despite being what it is, why is it still? Why has it? You
I
know what I
think
mean?
because
It's
it's
not
not
even.
glorifying it. I think that there's like
Oh,
hashtag problematic whatever in there, but I don't think it's like this is cool. I think he's condemning this as this is not okay behavior.
mhm.
I think. I mean, I can't figure it otherwise. I do also wonder like, and I was talking about a friend with this who like is very into like the whole like Blu-ray releasing and everything. And like A24 celebrating the 10-year anniversary. They put out new merch, which I bought. Like, of course I bought, but they haven't re-released this on like 4K. They haven't put out like A24 loves releasing a movie on Blu-ray and then like putting out like a special edition like 6 months later with like more features and blah 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 whatever. And as far as I can tell, there's only the one release of this on Blu-ray like 9 years ago, and that's it. And it's weird that they still promote it, they still champion it, but like they don't go full out in a way. So like I think that the question you're asking is valid, but I also like wonder why aren't they going further? Like it's a weird middle ground where like they still love it and champion it and people still love it. And people could ask why hasn't it been canceled, but it's also like, why don't they do more? Like, I don't know.
Like, has Black Coat's Daughter gotten a good Blu-ray release? Has
I saw the movie
Climax?
when it was called February.
Yeah. Oh wow. But like, have they been pushed by A24?
I don't
Like,
know.
yeah. Like, I don't think Green Room's gotten a second release from them. Like, I don't think it's gotten like the treatment yet. So, I mean, you know, so you got the Franco issues. I mean, you know, my birthday just came up, and I'm a member of the AAA24, and I got,
Yes.
and one of the birthday gifts I got to pick was from Spring Breakers. So
Oh,
it's,
I got the. Did you get the? Was it the puzzle? Like the.
I forgot to do it.
Oh
I
man.
saw it and I was like, I'll do it later. I'm too busy.
Mm,
If I don't do something immediately, Joey, it's gone. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh yeah, I should have done that.
I got when I had that man. I spent too much money on A24 on the A24, but I think it's worth it because I still save money and those birthday gifts are amazing. And the birthday gift, I got something else, but I bought the Spring Breakers puzzle, the ski mask puzzle, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I love it.
I mean, it looks good. And
Hmm.
that's what he based this movie on, like girls in ski masks and
Yep.
bikinis robbing people. And I think you're right though. This movie is not, it's not, it's just it's a bad look for Alien. It's a bad look for Spring Break.
Hmm.
It's not glorifying anything. It's just it's just a slice, a story that doesn't go where it's supposed to go. But yeah, I don't think it, if you leave this movie wanting to buy a lot of shit, you're you're in trouble. You know what I mean? Like it's, and like I love the scenes with Gucci Mane too. Like with James Franco, he's like, I taught you everything, and then like you grew up with me. I taught you everything, and now you're going off on your own trying to make it bigger than me. And it's just kind of funny. Like it's like, so he learned his ways from Gucci Mane, and then he just tried to become his own like drug dealing guy from him.
Hmm.
Like he'll never be that. He's a small fish. Like it's, I don't know, this is a lot there. And if you just watch it and you're able to appreciate it, I never once thought Spring Break was cool in this movie. I never thought, I was like, this is kind of a nightmare movie. This is a little bit of a horror film. Not a little bit. This is a horror film. And then it
Well,
turns into like a gunfight.
I think there's, I mean, like the scene, maybe, probably, depending on who you ask, but I think most people would say the scene is the Britney scene, right? Where it's them in the ski masks, in the DTF sweatpants,
And
in front of
Magic
the
Hour.
beautiful sunset, exactly. And Franco as Alien playing every time on the piano, overlooking the water. And then they start singing along, and then it transitions into Britney. I'm getting chills thinking about it. Just such, I love it. I love it so much. And then they transition to them like beating up college kids and robbing them and smoking weed and shotguns. And like it looks so cool. But the movie's not like, hey, do this. It's like, no, these people have broken bad. Like they're no longer good people. They've been corrupted by Florida, by Spring Break, by the system, by Alien, by whatever. Don't follow them. But at the same time, he's like, I'm going to make Vanessa Hudgens look cooler than she's ever looked. Like holding the shotgun, smoking a joint, like her face engulfed in smoke, and just like, man, like I put up on Twitter today just 4 screenshots like with her, and I'm just like, this is Vanessa Hudgens like appreciation post, because like she just looks so cool, and she's so, as you've been saying, so fully commits to this that I love it, and I love her. And again, the movie is not like, hey, she's a role model, do what she's doing, but it's also at the same time, it's like, doesn't look pretty cool.
Dude, she and Benson are like velociraptors in this movie. Like they're a duo and they like work together and they're just beasts.
I do like, I think Rachel Corrine is fine.
Which she had to jump in because of Roberts, right? So it was like a last minute.
I think so, right? But like, I'm glad that she kind of like recedes. Like, I think Selena Gomez's faith, like leaving, makes sense, but I think sort of, Rachel Corrine getting her character getting shot and then sort of like trailing off and just like having the two, because like the two are the two, right? They're the ones who are just like on the bed doing the thing at the end with the gun. They are all in on this movie in a way that is so breathtakingly exciting.
And it's not one of those stupid gone like good image gone bad. Like
Hmm.
they went for it. And but I
Hmm.
think they picked the right roles because they come out on top. Like they win. They don't win in life. Like they're gonna be horrifyingly scarred and wanted by the police and their life. I don't know what's gonna happen to them, but
Or maybe not. Like
Yeah.
that, I think you could read that ending all sorts of ways, and I don't know how. I don't know what I believe happens, but there is a version where they walk away from that house and like no one comes after them.
Yeah, just drive away. And it's I just never saw it going on. Hey, can I ask you a quick question? So
Yeah.
we were talking about after like merch, right? We were talking about merch
Mhm.
from A24. Now people are coming over to your house, right? You're having guests.
Mhm.
And you're the A24 guy. You
Mhm.
wear everything A24. You have gold teeth that say A24.
Mhm.
You have everything A24. Like all you have is all A24. So you have a group of people coming over your house, and you're like, look at all of them. You're like, look at my A24 shit.
Yeah.
What 5 props from all the A24 films
Ooh.
would you pick to be like, I got shurikens, I got nunchucks, I got AKs? Like, but instead you're like, I have the rug from After Sun. Like I have like what 5 props from all of A24 cinema would you pick?
So what I like about this is that when we saw The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Pedro Pascal shows Nicolas Cage like his Hall of Nicolas Cage. And so when we talked about that on Cage Club, me and my co-host over there, Mike, we were like, what would you put? What would you put in there? Because it's the same thing, right? It's just like Nicolas Cage made 100 movies. This guy has found cool stuff from many of them. What would you include in your thing? Um,
But this is A24 only.
yes, correct. Okay. So one thing, and I don't know how this would work, but I think the room is the black pool from Under the Skin, where you walk in and like you just kind of get consumed by the aliens. So that's the room. That's one. The room
Is this
is
a
that.
completely dark room?
Mhm.
And you just, well, I guess that's fair. And then like, hey guys, come in with me. No,
You
I'm not
know,
doing that.
um,
What
I'm
else you
gonna
got?
have I'm gonna have part of Alicia Vikander's robot skeleton from Ex Machina
Okay.
framed as like the entryway, kind of like she like welcomes you into the room.
I like that.
Oh, what do I want from American Honey? Like American Honey is another one of those movies that might be my favorite movie. Is there something iconic? Oh,
Not Riley Keough's bikini.
no. I mean, that's a great scene though. But you know what I want? I want the phone that falls out of Shia's pocket while he's dancing in the supermarket till We Found Love, like
Oh.
that bejeweled case phone. So far we got three, right? I've got the
Mm-hmm.
I've got the pool from Under the Skin. I've got Alicia Vikander's mechanic body, robot body, and I got Shia's phone. Um, man, they have so many good movies. It's unbelievable. Like I used to be able to say that I could see all of them, or I had seen all of them, and that has sort of drifted away. But man, they make so many of my favorite movies.
So you have 3.
I'm gonna take the outer space Sibian from High Life because that's so wild. And just throw that in the back room somewhere. I don't know. Oh, and um, the May Queen dress from the end of Midsummer.
Oh. So you got some good stuff here.
It doesn't go together, right? Like it doesn't tell a cohesive story, but
Yeah.
there's a pool of nothingness that consumes your every all being. There's part of a robotic exoskeleton. There's a cell phone. There's a dress, and there's a Sibian from outer space. It doesn't make any sense, but I mean, there's other things. I want to hear
I
your
think
list,
I
but like,
yeah.
there's other ones where I'm just like, man, there's so many other cool things that like make more sense, but like that's what I got.
Okay, so this is what I typed up. I tried to give myself a like I didn't want to think about it too much. So I was writing
Okay.
them down while you were talking. Just you gave me time to think. So I brought up the rug from After Sun. I'm taking that. I'll probably cry every time I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the bass guitar from Green Room that Anton Yelchin
Mm,
played.
mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a really cool. I have the Wayne's World guitar in my room. Now I want the bass guitar
Sweet. Love it.
from that. I'll take the jukebox from Spectacular Now.
Ooh, I was thinking about Spectacular Now and just like having one of his like maybe his flask is kind of a nice little thing.
I could have worked on that, but I didn't because
Really?
I would have had to go away for like a month and a half.
Man, that movie's so good.
I worked on Premature, another A24 film.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. What is that one?
It's a teenage sex comedy about a kid who wakes up every morning after he has a wet dream, and then he has to like go through his day until he finds love.
Sounds awesome. Is it good?
It's fun. Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
cool. I did a lot of stuff on it. So it was fun to be on. So I've worked on an A24 film. And then I'm going to take one of the books that Jason Siegel, not Siegel. I don't know.
Seagull.
I love that new shrinking show. But I'm going to take Infinite Jest, but from the movie props that he hands and like signs. So I want it to say, like I want a Wallace signature by Jason from a prop from the end of the tour. So this book is from the end of the tour. Jason Siegel signed it as David Foster Wallace.
Okay.
Right. And then I want the bike from Red Rocket because every time I look at it, I would just laugh.
Ooh. Man, Susanna San, is that her name?
I think that's good. I want some of the tea from After Yang too.
Ooh. You know what I was also thinking? I want the uncut gem from Uncut Gems, like that, just that big rock.
The Furby from it.
Mm. Yeah, Susanna Sun, who is the girl in Red Rocket, was also in The Idol, which hit or miss show, but she's so good in that too. Man, she's got so much talent.
She can sing. Bye bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
I did ask on Facebook and I got a couple comments. So Mark Pazinelli said the telephone pole from Hereditary.
Ooh.
And then Aaron Newworth, our friend Aaron
Uh-huh.
Newworth, he put Montgomery's Notebook from The Last Black Man in San Francisco, A Robot Brain from Ex Machina, The Green Knight Sword, and The Black Opal from Uncut Gems. And Chris
Mm-hmm.
Kelly wants the bear suit, what's left of it from Midsommar.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
those are the
want the lamb from Lamb.
just to hang and cuddle with.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want a sweater from Lamb because that's like
Ooh.
authentic sheepskin Icelandic stuff that I could wear for 3 days in Atlanta.
You could also have the crocodile from X.
So I asked Megan and she said she wants that, so I
Yeah,
couldn't take
it's
it.
cool.
And then she wants the scarecrow from Pearl,
Okay.
which gave me a good laugh. But
Is
yeah,
there something from Zola? Is there anything of
like
note
Riley
prop
Keough's
wise?
gum.
Her weave, that top pony.
Listen, and let's get to this too. A24 understands Florida. So you have the Florida Project, which Willem Dafoe should have won an Oscar. He should have. It's a movie that
Yes.
it finds so much humanity and it's not insulting to Florida. Like I've seen people like it's a great movie. Then you have Zola, which once again, like you go down to like the strip clubs and then you go over to the really nice houses. You go over the bridge and you go by the Don Cesar in St. Pete and they have like gigantic mansions out there. Like you capture that area. Then you have Spring Breakers, which shows just the debauchery on any of the coasts that you go to for spring break. Like it's just it's a studio that understands Florida
Yeah.
deeply.
Well, hold on.
Uh-oh. What's he reaching for?
You know about this book? They put
Uh-uh.
out the book called Florida. And the subtitle is A Hyper-Local Guide to the Flora, Fauna, and Fantasy of the Most Far-Out State in America.
Oh, Beach Bum too. No, Beach Bum is neon. My bad. Uh,
But no,
but
this is like a heavy-duty book about Florida that A24 put out.
all right, I'm
Like
gonna
they
have to
love the
look into
state.
that. And listen, it's there's I don't want to talk about what's going on now, geez Louise, but there's a lot of personality to Florida. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so different than what people think that it is. Like, I don't think people are ready to know how country it gets. How when you think about Disney, when you think about Miami, go 3 miles in. Like you're it's going to be a different world for you. So it's kind of fun that these movies understand Florida. It's not Bad Boys 2, which Miami's great. But I mean, even I like Too Fast, Too Furious because it goes in like some of the trailer parks, which makes me happy. But
Well, you know that like as we're breaking down the movie minute by minute, Joe is becoming intimately familiar with like the geography of like Floridian highways and stuff. He's like, "Oh, I know exactly where this is." I'm like, "That's cool, man. Like that's not gonna help you, but like very cool."
it's a very Florida movie. It is. Too Fast, Too Furious. Singleton knew what was going on, and what a great movie. Too Fast, Too Furious is a great movie. But I guess we'll go back to Spring Breakers real quick. It's just a movie that keeps lingering. It was, I think, if anything, it was a perfect springboard for companies to kind of get their names out. You have Hudgens, you have Gomez, because this isn't like making, all right. So for me, when it comes to A24, like I think Black Coat's Daughter, Green Room are probably my favorite out of all of them. But it's
Really?
really,
Okay.
but it's kind of hard to like put a huge push between on Lucy Boynton. You know what I mean? Or Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard. She's great, but this one had Hudgens. This one had
Yeah.
Gomez, Benson. Like these kids going bad, and like the dude who wrote Kids, they're going to be in his movie, and like Gomez gets off pretty easy in it. But yeah, it's a perfect springboard to make a splash, and that's what it did. It really did.
Springboard.
Oh no, I didn't even mean to do that.
He did it.
Oh no, but yeah, it's. But after watching it again, it's 90 some minutes. It feels a lot longer than it is. That's my one thing about this movie. because I think it just takes you to places that it drain. This is a draining movie. You need a bit of a break. You need to spring yourself from it. At least for me, after watching it.
Yeah.
You able to just walk away happy with this movie?
I don't know, man. I feel like I watch movies in a weird way. I also now want Black Phillip as one of the props. I'm just looking at A24 stuff. I'm all over the place. I don't know. I feel like there's something like I think movies can be escapist and you could be like, that was so cool. Like my life is, I'm having a bad day, but like I can watch this movie and be like, that was amazing. That was a great way to spend 2 hours. And here just like, man, that was cool.
Did you ever do Spring Break?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
I have to admit that I lied at the start of the show when you asked me if I've done Spring Break and I said 17 times. No, not really. Like that's not my like this doesn't look fun to me. Like I don't want to live like sleep 8 to 10 people in a room made for two in some kind of like seedy motel in Florida. Like I don't know. That's not my vibe. But I think that's what I like about this movie is that like it's not a path that I ever would have gone down, but it's a path that I could have gone down in theory. And it's just like that's, it's escapist in that way.
It's I guess I just get flashbacks from my time in Florida when I watch it and I get stressed out. Like this one guy, I was training MMA for a while and there was this guy I trained with. He's like, "Hey Mark, hop in the car with me." I don't know if I told this story before, but he's like, "Hop in the car with me." He drives in this alley in the middle of nowhere. He puts a gun in my lap and he goes, "Just in case you need it, just in case we need it." He's like, "Keep it hidden."
Okay.
So he has one, he gives me one. So he pulls up to an alley. There's a bunch of people back there. And he's like, "Hey, where's my money?" He just yells that. And then some people come up behind the car. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, is this going to be bad?" Because like if the car got surrounded and then he was just yelling, he's like, "I might have to hit the gas here." And like, just put me in a horrible situation. Then he gets his money. Then he takes me to his lady's house. She microwaves a bunch of leftovers. They put this huge plate in front of me and they just sit there watching me eat. And I wasn't really that hungry, and I'm already feeling really weird at the time. So then they made me go outside and fill up a punching bag with water. So I had to fill up this punching bag with water because they were trying to get me to become an MMA fighter. And so I'm hitting this punching bag filled with water, and a bunch of people show up to the house who I've never met, and they're watching me punch the punching bag that I filled up with a hose.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm punching this bag, and they're like, "All right, we're going out." So then I go to this wing joint, and we watch the UFC fights, and there's like a bunch of UFC fighters there, and it just got like it just got crazier. And then I just had to get out of there, man. And there's been times I remember when I was younger, my dad loaned these people his car, and I've never met these. Like I don't know why, but they picked up some people, and they were supposed to go somewhere that they didn't. But I was in the car with them, and they were flying around like doing like just it was the most uncomfortable car ride I've ever been in my life with these just people that that look like they're from a Harmony. Like I never want to see them again in my life. And so like as a kid, I got out of the car. I was like, I can't be here. Like I was like, I'm like 13 and I'm with these adult, like weird, like it was the strangest car. So I just got out of the car and then they sped away in my dad's car. And so like watching Spring Breakers, it just brings back weird memories that of Florida, of crazy nights. And so, one time I was talking to my buddy and I was like, "Man, Tampa's crazy." And I told him all these stories about Tampa. He's like, "Mark, it sounds like you're invading Tampa. It sounds like Tampa's done nothing wrong and you're just going there and like messing it up." So yeah, I guess when I watch Spring Breakers, it's really hard for me to relax.
I think that's the thing. It's like we have very different life experiences where we're coming to this movie wildly, radically different, where like you lived it and I never have.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess that's why I really respect it because it's not like I don't like these movies that like these sex comedies that show all these parties and debauchery with zero consequences and make it seem cool.
Yeah.
Because you've been enough of spring break. You've been to Panama, you've been to Daytona, you've been to St. Pete, you've been to Clearwater, Miami. It's not cool, man. It's not. And you never leave feeling good. You almost never like being there. And getting that feeling from him in Spring Breakers felt refreshing to me. It really did. Because I'm like, this is not nice. Like, this isn't the dream. We are not living the dream here. But what I love in the beginning is that's what people thought. Like, that's what MTV taught us, bro. That's what movies taught us. That's what, like, if you don't have like a big guidance around your life and you just learn, you're like the cable guy and you just watch a lot of TV and you think that's what culture is, like, that's what you think. Like, oh man, like, that's awesome. Like, look at that spring break. Look at these people on MTV. And then you go there and you're like, man, this is gross. This is,
right.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just respected that someone did that.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to look at it, right? Where like someone told the real story of what spring break is. Although I feel like if you maybe watch this movie the wrong way, or you go to the bathroom during the wrong parts, be like, yeah, man, looks great.
Well, listen, the same people who watched Fight Club and thought, yeah, Tyler
Yeah.
Durden's my hero. Like, so I watched Fight Club, and when I watched Fight Club, so my junior year of high school, I actually skipped school to go buy the DVD, and I had boxing gloves in the back of my truck, and whenever someone wanted to box me, like we would, like my coach would
Wait,
legitimately lock up.
hold on.
Yeah,
We mean whenever someone wanted to box me.
yeah, an open call.
How often would this happen?
When I worked at my movie theater, I don't know, like once a month, like people would go to the
Oh,
parking lot and you would
okay.
box.
Okay.
And in my school, I remember my coach one time locked off the weight room and I boxed two seniors and a junior in a row when I was a junior, and I just pummeled all three of them.
Really? Okay.
And like, well,
Because you trained on that water bag when you were 13.
oh gosh, and oh man, but yeah, it's no, that was a little older when I did that, but yeah, I remember like boxing. So when Fight Club came out, I wasn't like, yeah, I'm us, like we're snowflakes, we're men, we don't. I was like, the fighting's pretty cool, like this is
Yeah.
fun, like it's uh and later on in life you learn why you like to have that escape, but I never liked it for the like, men need to take back this, we don't have our opportunities, we're gonna go blow up towers. Like I never took it as superiority. I had a shirt that said kick someone's ass. Like I was like, this looks fun. Like I never did a fight club, I never would have done that. I've never gotten into a fight
I
in
never
anywhere.
did a fight club.
Like,
All right.
but like I've never been at a restaurant or anywhere and gotten
Sure.
into a fight. Like that's just not my vibe. Like I was a bouncer and stuff like that, and I would box. I had a mouthpiece. Like it wasn't like, and I wouldn't, if they were like smaller than me, I wouldn't do it. Like it was mostly older people or people my size. So it was never like, it was never like backyard, and like it was just, hey, you want to box? Yeah, that sounds fun. So I guess I respeed. It's like Spring Break. I like it because I agree with how Spring Break is shown. It's not good. Like on the surface, it could be, which is in the beginning, and then in Fight Club, I was just like, yeah, I like the box. So this is cool. Like I never thought about.
That's the other thing. It's like I never watched Fight Club. Fight Club came out when I was 11. I probably saw it when I was maybe I saw it in college for the first time or right before. I don't know. But I was like 17, 18, whatever when I saw it for the first time. And I was never like, this looks cool. I'm like, no, this looks like it hurts. Like I don't want this. Like I admire it from afar and I learned the right lessons from it, I think, but I'm just like, I don't want to do this. Like I know that like people started Fight Club after they saw the movie. I'm just like, you got the wrong lesson. Like this looks bad. Don't do this.
Yeah, like, especially you're doing it because your life is so crappy, and you do it as like a release because like you're not getting the fair shake and you're not like entitled as you would be. So yeah, like that was the lesson for me. It was just like, I just like boxing, I like MMA, and this is kind of fun. It's a weird thing, but yeah, I'm just glad I watched these movies, and yeah, I guess I like them for the good reasons. I never, because Fight Club, man, I was researching Fight Club, people worship Durden and they like
Yeah.
really took after him.
Yeah. People learned the wrong lesson from that book and then that movie.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
It's weird. I mean, I get it. I get it. Like if Brad Pitt looking like that was like, hey, you want to follow me? I'd be like, yeah, okay.
And that was an angry time, 98, man. Remember
Sure.
99 Woodstock? We had Limp Bizkit, Corn. Like people were angry. Like it was a weird, angry time. It's a very aggressive time. And I do not miss those days at all. Like I'm so happy where we're at now. Like I don't miss those days. But yeah. Would Fight Club have been A20? No, Fight Club's too big to be A24.
Ooh, well, Fight Club was like a financial flop. I don't know. That's a very interesting question.
It would have to be like Harmony Korine's Fight Club. Oz
Because
Perkins
what had
Fight
Fincher done
Club.
before that? He'd done Alien, he'd done Seven,
The Game.
The Game. He was too big by that point.
Yeah, he wouldn't do A24. Imagine Harmony Korine's Fight Club.
Can I imagine Harmony Korine's Fight Club? What would that look like?
Spring Breakers. Just go deeper down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it would be much more. Yeah, be Spring Breakers.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to watch that. All right, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts about Spring Breakers before we get out of here?
The theft of the restaurant, pretend it's a video game.
Oh,
I love how
gosh.
they shoot that from outside with the car. Then they flash back and they show like actually what happened inside. But like them stealing the teacher, whatever the professor's car, using it as the robbery, and then setting it on fire in the woods and watching it burn. Love that. Beautiful. The editing job of Wild for the Night with the cops breaking up the party, arresting them, like going back and forth, and like the melting of bodies and stuff, I think is amazing. I talked about look at my shit.
Sharks just lurking under the surface, which he's a shark and they're lurking under the surface. It's very
You love shark movies.
It works on multiple levels, though.
I did notice for the first time that when we first meet Gucci Mane at that club, the score sounds like the Halloween theme. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
And then we were talking about it, but the Britney scene is, one of the best scenes that's ever been put on film.
Yeah, I mean, and it's shot really well. Magic
It's
Hour, great
amazing.
mansion. Listen, Alien makes money, dude. That's a mansion he lives on the water. That's not cheap.
Well, yeah, I mean, does he make money or does he like just rob people?
Well, he also has a drug dealing thing with the
True.
twins. You never see them again.
I
But
do like that this movie, like, not that I forget, but I kind of forget like how little they hold back. Like when he's talking to them, like, I just got you out of jail. Like, I'm gonna tell you who we are. They do everything together. They sleep together, they eat together, they share women. They like double penetration. She's like, holy, like what? You're just saying the things. Like that's like we're meeting you now, and like that's one of the first three things you know about these people. It's just like, okay, I
yeah,
know where we are now.
I think that's an intimidation tactic too. Like that's
Sure,
he's making them afraid. And I think he's sort of
it works.
yeah. Yeah, he's scary in this movie. Franco's scary. And okay, cool. Any other final thoughts about Spring Breakers before we get into
No,
our movies that are based in Florida
I love it.
draft?
I just
All
love
right.
the movie, and I'm glad we got to talk about it. And we'll do it at some point on Too Fast for the Too Fast, Too Furious lap for movies set in Florida. But
Oh,
yeah,
well, this is a primer.
for sure.
All right, so I'll give you first pick. What's your movie based in Florida?
So
Based on?
is this movie eligible?
Yeah.
Then I'll take this movie.
All right, Spring Breakers. I think you can pick my first pick. There's two things it comes down to.
Is it Too Fast?
Yeah, Too Fast, Too Furious. But I'm putting up one of my other favorite movies of all time up for grabs against you now, and you might pick it. So what's your second pick?
One of your other favorite movies of all time. I came up with a list of like 15 because I'm like, there are so many good movies and they're so radically different from one another that like I'm gonna kind of like I know that I'm going first, but I kind of want to follow your lead and see where you go and see where this winds up.
All right, do you want to do a snake draft?
Yeah, we can do Snake. Take your yes.
Well, I'll do Crawl.
Ooh, okay. hmm
I'd have been so pissed.
I'm
So
gonna
you get two.
I'm gonna take Wild Things,
Oh, yes. Zandy and I are going to cover that eventually.
and then I'm gonna take. I don't know that mm, it's not entirely in Florida. At least part of it's in Florida. I'm gonna take Magic Mike XXL.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they leave Florida.
Right,
That's a
but
Florida movie.
it's a Florida movie.
A couple, good. Several of my friends became strippers in
I believe
Tampa.
it.
In
I believe
Tampa,
it. I believe it.
it's Tampa way of life. I'm gonna do Ernest Saves Christmas because it's very Orlando, and I'm gonna do the Florida Project.
Okay.
But dude, Ernest Saves Christmas is very Orlando, like the back roads of Orlando, surprisingly Orlando.
So now my final two movies.
Yep.
I'm. Oh, there are. Do you want to go deeper than five, or you want to stick at five?
No, five.
Okay, because there are a bunch. Okay, so I have. I have like two like real movies. Oh man, I'm gonna list some after we do it, but
You're falling apart over here.
it's so fun. I'm gonna take The Godfather
Okay.
Part Two,
Oh,
and I'm going to take. It's not a movie that people have seen, but it's a movie that I very much enjoy for another podcast I do. I just feel like I'm plugging too many of my podcasts,
no, go.
but I'm gonna take the Elvis Presley film Girl Happy,
Girl happy. Okay.
which is one of my like top five. We've only done about half his movies, but it's one of my top five or so favorite Elvis movies so far. He has another Florida movie called Follow That Dream, where they just set up shop on the side of the road. They're like, we live here now, and they just like incorporate the land, which is also great. But like Girl Happy, and I feel good with my Spring Breakers, Wild Things, Magic Mike XXL, Godfather Part Two, and Girl Happy. I think that's a nice. So you have Too Fast, you have Crawl, you have Ernest, you have Florida Project, and what's your fifth? What are you rounding out?
Beach bum. Yeah. But you know what? Let's I'll do five when we do the poll, but let's do five more each.
All
So
right,
I get
you
one
you go
more.
again. Yeah, you again.
All right. So because there's a lot of fun. Oh, I'm taking Jaws 3D.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm cool with the poll being five, but I want to take more. Okay, I'm gonna take The Heartbreak Kid,
Oh, okay.
which I love, and I'm gonna take a movie we talked about earlier. I'm gonna take Zola.
Only thing I can't stand, I think I have what was it, misophonia, where when smacking, like I can't
Oh,
handle it. Like there's
yeah.
something wired in me where I just can't like handle. Like
Riley's really good at smacking, man.
and it,
She's got that gum and just popping.
and it's not a like it's not even a I'm annoyed by it. It really genuinely messes with me. So Riley Keough, as great as she is, she smacks gum in a lot of movies,
Mhm.
and it definitely gets into my soul. So yeah, so I get two picks now, huh? Okay. Oh wait. Oh, Apollo
So I have
13.
7 movies and you have
Oh,
6
I'm
so
such an
far.
idiot. I'm such an idiot. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Oh man, it's a good one.
Oh, it's like one of my favorite. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar, and then I will do. I'm not doing Baywatch. That movie is not. Oh oh. What's the Key Largo?
Like the old movie?
Yeah, about the
Cool.
storm, and then they're all locked up in there. I love
Yeah.
that movie. Yeah, I'll take Key Largo. That's a good pick. Yes,
I'm
Mark.
gonna
Good pick.
take one of my main men. So even though he has issues, another one of my main men. Take Pain and Gain.
Wait, who?
I'm
Oh, I can't believe I didn't pick that. That's Dwayne Johnson's best performance.
Yeah, man. And it's maybe the is it the best Michael Bay? No, The Rock is better, but
Wait,
like it's up
who
there.
has issues?
Well, I was saying that The Rock and Vin. I mean, now that they've mended fences, but
Yeah,
like there's bad blood
we
there.
can like him more now.
Yeah. I'm gonna take so I have 3, 6. So this is my ninth, right? And you're gonna
Let's.
take two, and then I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna take Moonlight for a little bit of
Ooh,
prestige here at the end of the draft.
that's a good one.
And I
Yeah,
have
because
one
they.
more. You have two, and I have one more. Yeah, but I'm just like I can't take this other movie over Moonlight, but
I mean, I'd be if I didn't take Bad Boys 2. Like you gotta do Bad Boys 2. No, wait, Bad Boys 1.
Bad Boys 2 is more fun, but Bad Boys 1 is better.
Bad Boys is a Miami. Yeah, I'm taking Bad
Bad
Boys.
Boys for Life has Vanessa Hudgens in it, though.
Yeah, she's good, but I like Bad Boys. I don't like the
Good.
third one.
Okay, the first one.
I'm not taking Gone Fishing. They have some good Bond movies that take place down here. Let's see. Oh, Doctor Sleep. Oh, Cocoon. Cocoon.
Cocoon.
Oh, yeah. Because I mean, that's so Florida. It's wildly Florida. So yeah, I'll take Cocoon. I
I
feel
want to
good.
see. Am I missing any? I mean, Miami Connection rules.
Oh,
Annihilation
if you don't
apparently
pick,
is Florida. Is Annihilation Florida? That doesn't feel like Florida to
if
me.
you don't pick, if you don't pick Miami Connection, I'm taking Cocoon off and taking that.
So, okay, so here's what I was going to take, but I think I'll take Miami Connection with my 10. The movie I was going to take, which I don't like the movie as much as just like the making of the movie, but have you seen Escape from Tomorrow,
Mm-mm.
where they like secretly shot a movie in Disney World,
Oh,
which was not great, but like fascinating. Like they guerrilla shot a movie inside, like a horror movie kind of inside Disney World. Uh, and it's in black and white, and it's like very low budget. But I would say check that out; it's very cool. But yeah, I will take. I also want to give a shout out to Zac Efron in The Paperboy, where Nicole Kidman pees on him after he gets stung by a jellyfish. That's great. But yeah, no, I will go with Miami Connection as my 10.
all right. So we got this is fun. This is good. I'm happy. This is good. And so we talked about spring breakers. I feel like I said the same thing many times. I shared some crazy Florida stories, but when you're from Florida, they happen.
You have nothing but crazy Florida stories when you're from Florida.
Yeah, exactly. There's never a normal one. But yeah, no, this is great. And hey, and where can people find you, Joey?
You go to cageclub.me/Joey to find all of my shows. I have 3 active ones right now. The most active one is every Tuesday, Too Fast, Too Forever, Fast and Furious movies, intercutting right now with movies about vehicles that aren't cars. Mark was on earlier this lab to talk about Jaws, boat, got a boat. Also, a book club podcast called How to Win the Lottery. And like we mentioned before, 1999, the podcast, we're going through the year 1999, films from that year, but also just a bunch of other shows that we do when actors put out new movies. But cageclub.me/Joey and at Soul Pop, just about everywhere. Thank you once again, Mark, for having me. This was a blast, a
Oh,
delight. I love being here.
no, I just like we talk about some interesting movies.
Yeah,
Babylon and now Spring Breakers. Like
it's
these
true.
there's a lot to digest on these movies, so I dig it. I always like talking about these. So this is great. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Joey Lewandowski, this is Movies, Films, Flicks. Movies, Films, Flicks. We'll see you next week.